Welcome back to Stranded: Alien Dawn. In the last episode, I put together sort of the bare workings of a camp. I've got a storage shed over here, I've got a sleeping shed right here, and I've got a place where people can eat and gather, research, and do crafting work. And that's basically what you need for a basic colony. So we've got all of that up and running. But one of the first things that I researched is construction. And so now the next thing I want to do is build a proper building for my people to live and work in. Now, I've done a little bit of this before. I've got a previous campaign of this game that I've played where I did get a pretty sizable town put together. I feel like I've only barely scratched the surface of this, so let's start looking at what we can do. So we don't actually have a lot of resources right now. We got 48 logs, which actually, I should, while I am planning this out, I should have my people cut down a bunch of trees. We need so much wood in order to build something proper. So let's just have them, let's just cut these trees. Let's cut the fallen trees. Let's just cut all the trees. And we'll get them started doing that while we start to figure out what we want to build. So I think the most important thing to get into an actual building is where my people sleep. Especially once it becomes like wintertime, they're going to want a warm place to sleep, and a big open shelter like this is not going to cut it. I would also love to let them cook and gather and eat indoors. I'm curious, do I have, so a cook stove. So right now we're cooking over a campfire, but I can put together a cook stove where they can cook in greater comfort. And then in an ideal world, they would each have their own bedroom, because with this setup, every time one of them goes to bed, they wake up everybody else and disturb their sleep, and it makes their moods go down. So in an ideal world, I would actually have individual rooms for everyone to sleep in. That might be a little bit of a tall order for my very first building, though. So maybe we'll just focus on a common area where people can cook and eat, and then a place for people to sleep. Oh, it looks like we've got a new weapon, the short bow, available. So Kana here is going to equip a short bow. So the next time the monsters attack, we'll be in good shape. And another thing that I should also have them do is... let's have them harvest around here, because I might end up needing to cut down some of these fruit bushes. So we want to get the fruit off them first. So we'll get people to do that. Another thing you can do, by the way, they just did a reminder. You've got a work schedule here, which looks very similar to the one in RimWorld. In fact, lots of things in this game you're going to recognize from RimWorld. One thing you can do is set it up so that they have a relaxation period at the end of the day that they spend doing fun things rather than just working for you all the time. Insufficient storage space. So we've cut down a lot of trees, but we don't have places to store the wood. We're going to use most of the wood immediately, but just to be cool people, let's extend this a step further, and then let's extend the stockpiles as well, so we've got space to stick all of that wood. You always need a place to stick. Never mind. Okay, so let's start planning our house. So the first thing you need is a floor, and you can build it out of whatever you. Oh, hello. Yes, I know. I just did the schedule. You can build it out of whatever you want. I tend to like planks the best. So if all you have is hay, you can actually just build it basically dirt floors, but it gives you very bad thermal insulation and weak support. I'm not sure what support is about. This is why I'm saying that I don't fully understand the construction system. But so let's start. So wooden floor and wooden plank floor don't seem to be okay. So this just has stronger support, but I'm not sure what support means. So whatever. Well, let's start. Okay, so how do we want to lay this thing out? So I'm thinking in order to have that table in, it needs to be at least 3 wide. So that's where the table goes. But then if I also want space to cook and store food, I think that my food-ish area will need to be that big. Let's pause it. And then automatically, by the way, it gives me stairs right after I build a floor so that I can make sure that the floor is accessible to the characters. So I'm going to stick that right there. But then I'm not done yet because I want to extend the floor out here to give myself space for people's bedrooms. And actually, if I go this big, I might actually be able to separate this out into individual bedrooms, which might be kind of cool. So let's do something like this. Okay, so there's our floor. Now here's the question that I have, and I've not explored this on my own. Is there a way for me to do a second floor? Let's see here. To change floor level, use the Z and X keys or press... Oh, what? Okay, so I can change I can make it taller and shorter by this much, but I can't build them on top of each other. That was the thing I was curious about, was whether I could do multi-story buildings. Because I remember there was another RimWorld sort of, spiritual successor, I guess, another colony sim that was very RimWorld-like called Going Medieval that I played a while ago. And it was very focused on the fact that you could build multiple stories. But I think this game doesn't support it, which is fine. I mean, RimWorld also doesn't allow multiple stories. It's a completely two-dimensional game. Let me actually... Let's do a little bit more harvesting. And let's do some hunting. We got these monsters just crowding my space. Let's hunt these guys. Okay, yeah, you can see the Ember is starting to build the foundation here. Just carrying a million Ember can carry so many freaking logs. Look at this. How many logs Ember's got. It's going and depositing all of them on this floor. I appreciate that, even though I noted last episode that healing takes 9,000 years. It takes so long to heal a character who's had just normal injuries after combat. But transporting and construction is actually pretty efficient. So, alright, so the sun is going down. Kana switched over to target practice, because that's a fun activity, and the sun went down. Okay, so if I want to get a dartboard, I'll need metal. And if I want to get a punching pole, I'll need leather. And those are both things I don't have yet. So after tailoring, I was going to... So whenever somebody finishes the whole tailoring deal, then we'll move on to metal stuff, and I'll be able to work with metal. But okay, so yeah, looks like we're done scavenging that stuff. So let's scavenge over here. All right, I'm just basically just trying to keep my food production up while I'm focusing on this. So let's go back to housing. So I can just make an entire room, which includes the walls and the roof, in one go with a single tool if I want to. But I don't like doing that. I like to do things the step-by-step way. So let's see. So what I want is bedrooms for everyone inside this larger shell. So I've defined these walls. I also need to put a door right there to let people in. And then let's figure out where our internal walls go so that my characters can have bedrooms. So let's say... Oh, animal attack. Hold on. Let's make sure that... Okay. So Ember attacked this flying insect. And the insect didn't like it. Okay, we took care of it. Cool. I was worried I was going to have to do something there, but I didn't. Anyway, back to walls. Okay, so I think... do that. And then... this. And then... I'm just giving everybody a 2x3 room here. And I'm not sure if that's a good... I mean, that's enough room for a bed anyway, and that's what matters, right? So we got that. Okay. It's hard to see, but I think that works. So then I'm going to go and grab doors. I'm going to put a door in every single one of these. So we're definitely going to need a door here. We will need a door here. And then the other two can kind of decide where they want their doors. I think I'm going to put them... I could put them... yeah, I think I'll put one in the middle of this wall and then one in the middle of that wall. Okay, so we got some doors. Okay, so those are going to be all of our bedrooms. Now, we can... we want to do better than the sleeping spots we had before. Oh, but we need cloth. And all we have... okay, if we want a bed, we need cloth. And so, okay, so we're just going to not have beds yet in this space. I need to figure out where to get some cloth. But what we can do instead, let's just focus on getting the roof on here. So let's do a plank roof. Actually, let's have the roof be a little bit different. How much? We've got a bunch of scrap metal. Let's do a scrap metal roof just so it looks different from the walls. I think that'll look nice. Oh, wait. Oh, that's all flat and weird. No, I don't like that. Let's just do a regular wooden roof. It's no different, but it'll just be a slightly different color. So one thing that the game does not do super well is merge roofs that are at right angles with each other. So you kind of want your entire roof to be facing the same direction. Oh, and actually, I just realized something. I probably want my porch to look a little bit different. So let's cancel this roof. And let's make a slightly longer roof so that we can cover the porch. There we go. So that's what that's going to look like. And then, oh, last thing, we need to make our little cook stove area. So let's put that in the back over here. That's production. Cook stove. Right there. And then let's do some storage. Do some shelves. Let's see, okay, so if our table is going to be like here, then I think we want our shelves to be there. Or actually, I can fit 4 shelves. If I do it like this, and then like this. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, we'll let everybody work on this now that we've designed it. Oh, so Dingus Chief has just requested that I play a game called Shadows of Doubt. So he just cashed in some channel points, which I appreciate. That means he's been watching for a long time. But I think, Dingus, I forgot. Was it... you were the one who encouraged me to play Valheim, weren't you? So yeah, so you've got some definitely some credibility with me here. So Shadows of Doubt. Okay, I'll have to check that out. He says that it's a detective stealth game set in a sci-fi noir procedurally generated cities. That sounds familiar. I might have tried this game before. I'll check it out, and I'll let you know if I've played it before. Let's see here. So Fallstar was reacting to some of these creatures that my people were hunting, saying that is a nightmare mosquito, and absolutely it is, and I love it. Okay, we should probably hunt a little bit more. So we'll hunt these Ulfins. So yeah, we've got people slowly building this thing out. We're researching. Oh, have we? Oh, we've researched tailoring, so we can tailor now. That's cool. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I can put a tailoring bench right here. So yes, you can have workbench type items back to back with each other like this, or not back to back, face to face, and characters can work at both of them, which is helpful. So we don't need any clothing right now, but eventually we're going to need like warm coats and stuff. But that reminds me, I couldn't make beds because I didn't have any cloth of any kind. Now, how much hay do I have? I've got 342 hay. So one thing I can do at my workbench here is I can say craft. Oh, wait. Oh, do we not? Oh, that's the thing I have to research first, isn't it? Hay cloth, yes. 3 days. Okay, so once we're done with metal refinement, we'll research hay cloth, and we'll be able to make cloth out of hay, and that's what's going to get us our beds. So luckily, Kana has decided for some reason to stay up late researching. I'm not sure why Kana is up late researching. It is midnight, Kana. I mean, I appreciate it. We're going to get metal faster, but come on. You're going to hurt yourself. Hey, work-life balance, Kana. You got to have a work-life balance. Let's see here. Oh, so Fallstar asking if I can use the wreckage for storage or for something else. No, so these big pieces of wreckage here, I can't adapt them to be something, which would be kind of cool. Like, I do really like adapting things, like sort of working with what's already on the ground whenever I'm like doing base building. That's really fun. I do like to, for instance, I could have started building like over here away from my wreck. I kind of like building around my wreck because that means that, you know, I kind of have to deal with it as an element of the scene, you know, and like the sort of uneven ground, the crater around it becomes an interesting thing to contend with. You notice that the divot that it cut in the ground is why I have to have these little stairs up. So yeah, I really like doing that sort of thing. But no, all you can do is salvage them. Eventually, this will be gone. Once I learn the salvaging technology, I'll be able to salvage it. It'll be completely gone. Only the crater will be left. Okay, cool. We've just abandoned that dead thing on the ground. Awesome. I'm noticing that nobody is constructing right now. I wonder why nobody is constructing right now. Let's look at our activities here. So all but one person is set up to construct. Ember likes to hunt more. But everybody else, I'm not sure. Yeah, and Paulette wants to cook first, but Paulette, why are Laura, Kana, and Ember not constructing? Are we missing something? We've got the wood. Why is Kana researching instead? That's really strange. So as I understood it, at least based on RimWorld, characters are supposed to go left to right on this. Do the things on the left first if they're available, like construction, and then only do the things to the right of that if there's a reason why they can't do construction. Either no job exists or the jobs that do exist are, you know, have something stopping them. So, like, yeah, Paulette, it makes sense to be doing other things. But Kana, what are you going to do now? Kana's taking a walk because now it's relaxation time. Okay, so nobody built today. I find that very odd. It feels like that's not how it's supposed to work. Because I definitely have the materials. I got lots of wood in here. Fallstar says this is probably from New Union rules. Okay, so Laura's scavenging. Scavenge is here. Why in the world? I mean, maybe because it's late at night, you know, we saw Kana doing this before. Maybe, like, characters become insomniacs and they just start doing random work at night for fun when there's not enough entertainment out there. Oh, one thing I should definitely build. Where is it? Ranching. drying racks. So I should build a drying rack because we've been bringing home a lot of hides, but if we want to turn those hides into leather, we have to dry them first. So I'm going to set that right there. Yeah, see, everybody's having these disturbed sleep moods. Malator asks if they need tools. Not that I'm aware of. I think we just kind of assume that they have tools. Oh, one thing you know I didn't do? Oh, we got aggressive animals. Where are they? Over here. Okay. Whenever the animals attack, I'm not going to set any new hunting things. Okay, finally, Ember's getting around to this. I'm not going to set any new hunting tasks because I know that'll definitely pull Ember away. Oh, and Laura learned some construction. That's nice. So we can put raw red meat here to dry it into dried meat, raw smoke leaf, you know, for those purposes, and then hides. And the question is somebody, can we give somebody a specific assignment to stock this with hides? I wonder if they're just going to do it on their own or what? Or what, do I have to maybe say that you can't have hides here? Like, maybe I need to say that you can't store raw fabrics, cloth, or leather here. I know, but eventually the leather has to come in. So, yeah, no. I don't think that's a good idea. And some of our meat's about to rot away, so we really should transport it, but I don't know. Okay, so Paulette. Can I, like, right-click? Oh, I need to equip these people with bows. We've made the bows. We absolutely need to equip the bows before the monsters show up. But yeah, I don't see... This will just accept items. But it's not... I guess they just have to... There's no task to move items into this drying rack. So it could be that... Okay, the animal attack is happening. They're coming from over here. So let's... Now that we're armed, this should go a little bit better than the last one. So let's all gather in one place to back each other up. House is coming together. So these little green concentric rings, this is my character's aim. So let's say, so Ember is my best fighter and who's the best equipped. So let's put Ember out front. Though I think the enemies just sort of target random characters already. There might not be a lot to that. So now my characters are armed, and so they're doing a better job. They're fighting some tougher enemies. This purple beetle, I think, is tougher than the other beetles. By the way, I'm setting their corpses to observe so that we can learn something about them before we butcher them. You can't observe a living aggressive creature because it will attack you. But you can observe their dead corpses. So that's what we're going to do. We'll undraft everybody. Notice we only have 2 wounded characters now instead of everyone being wounded, which is nice. Oh, interesting. So Cogs points out that apparently this game's developers are the same developers who made Tropico 5. I hadn't realized this is the Tropico people. I really liked Tropico. I played 3, I think. And I haven't played the more recent ones. Okay, let me speed up time a little bit. Wait, everybody's awaiting treatment? Nobody's treating anyone? Okay, no. Ember? Heal Laura. Paulette, heal yourself. Okay, somebody heal Ember. Thank you, Kana. Thank you for healing Ember. Oh, now Elmer. Her name's not Elmer. Ember is now sick. I think she's gotten an infection. She's got a mild infection. Explosive Scarabray. Okay, so we've just learned that some of these animals we were fighting were explosive. That probably injured somebody during the fight. I wasn't paying attention to it. But let's now butcher these guys now that we've learned everything we can from them scientifically. And you see Laura is still constructing the house. We're getting closer and closer. I just really... How is our research going? Have we learned how to make cloth yet? Okay, we're working on hay cloth, but this is 3 days max. I think what that means is if you have somebody just researching constantly, it'll take 3 days to get it, I think. So it's going to take a while for us to get that. But check this out. Okay, so let's make these shelves be just like these shelves. Let's copy their restrictions. And then, wait a minute. Did I do that wrong? Oh, here we go. Copy the restrictions. So, I said that they could only be food, and now we're going to paste restrictions, so these can only carry food. And then I think I'm going to deconstruct this. Not the restriction side. Let's empty and deconstruct this so we can store all of our food inside. And then let's move our table and chairs inside as well. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this one at a time to avoid having to remake them all from scratch. We'll get them all in there. All right, and then let's also see, can I copy the tasks that are on this? A copy of the... It looks like I probably can't, so I think I need to set my recipes up again on this thing. So, recipes, veggie soup. We've got more veggies than anything, so let's keep ourselves at 4 of those. Let's make meat soup at a smaller rate. And I think this is all set up. And so then I think I can cancel the actions over here. So we'll just be cooking over there. By the way, you'll notice that the campfire only has quick recipes available, but the cook stove has got more. It's got tasty recipes, which have more ingredients and more expensive, but they're better for you. And then chef's recipes, which are extremely fancy, but they require a lot of ingredients. Many of which I just don't have access to yet. Okay, so we've got a plan to get all that stuff inside. So the main thing we're missing now... Well, I can at least move their sleeping spots. I want to replace them eventually with beds. We're going to have to get there. Oh, wait, this is the one I already decided to move. But until we have gotten there, we'll just have them keep sleeping in their sleeping spots, but in their own rooms. And I think that will be nice. Oh, you know what I forgot? Windows. Frickin' windows. Okay, hold on. Nobody wants a house without windows. That's silly. So let's just add a bunch. So let's get some nice windows around where we eat. Then let's get a window there. We don't need one on this back wall, but we should have a window in each of our little bedrooms. There we go, something like that. So windows make a difference to temperature. You can really air out the place if it's hot, and then you can close the windows to keep the heat in when it's cold outside. So I really like the sort of opening and closing window thing they've got going on here. Coalition asks if creatures can come into the windows. Not that I have seen. I have not seen a creature do that. Actually, let's observe this creature. We haven't learned anything about it yet. I love, by the way, this look that apparently the spaceship came out of the house and then collapsed. Is what it looks like. Okay, so we're moving our furniture, and eventually we're also... Oh, it looks like we've already deconstructed the shelves and moved everything from the shelves, so that's cool. So we're just storing a whole bunch of, like, insect meat, meals, berries over here. And then let's say let's not keep food. Some of our new storage areas didn't get the food restrictions. I wonder if I can store all of this in the shelves that I have. Seems like a lot. I don't know. Ooh, looks like we just scavenged a synthetic vest. That is something for Ember, my combat monster, to wear. So she's going to put on that synthetic vest. We haven't found anything else like that, have we? Doesn't look like it. So Ember is now wearing armor. So I'm definitely going to be putting her on the front lines all the time. Paulette is in here cooking. And wait, where did she... Paulette's... So we got some discoveries. We scavenged that. And so, yeah, but the one thing I really like is it always tells me when food or something's about to rot away. You can't really see it because where my head is. I'm not sure. Maybe my head belongs up here a little bit better. You see there's a heat wave going on right now, so we're glad that we're sort of got all of our windows open. You can see there's nowhere for me to stick my head. Maybe down here. You can see up here, it's summer. We're in the red zone. It's 24 degrees Celsius outside, which isn't that bad compared to a lot of RimWorld games that I've played. But you can see as I move my mouse indoors, it's the same temperature indoors as outdoors. It's getting cooler outdoors, and now it's slowly cooling down indoors as well because the windows are open. If I had the windows shut, it would be staying warmer longer indoors. It looks like we've got some meals that are about to rot away. So once morning comes, maybe I'll instruct someone specifically to eat that rotten food, or that almost rotten food. Okay, who's up? Laura? Hey, Laura. Eat the meat soup. Eat it. Eat it. It's about to go bad. Eat it. Hey, Kana. Oh, wait. Oh, you can't? Why can't Kana eat the soup that I wanted her to eat? Huh, interesting. Soup's not an option for her. Maybe it's just gone bad. Weird. Or maybe she's a vegetarian. I hadn't actually paid attention to that. Kana, are you a vegetarian? How would I know? Yes! Kana's a vegetarian. She refuses to eat meat. That's why I couldn't get her to eat that thing. Okay, well, Paulette, when you're done cooking... I think that you should eat that meat soup that went bad. There you go. Eat that disgusting meat soup. All right, so let's put up a roof here. So check it out. We made a little cabin. Wait, why are you eating the emergency rations, idiot? Don't do that. Those are for later. But yeah, I don't know. I like this. I don't like that this is... Okay, is there a way to turn off all the job highlights? There might be. Yes, okay, I can turn off the job highlights. Get a nice little shot of my town here. I don't know. I just think this is the thing that in RimWorld, I really love building a bunch of things and then just sort of stepping back and kind of imagining what it would look like in the real world. The thing that's cool about Stranded: Alien Dawn is that it's got a lot of the same freedom to construct things that you have in RimWorld, but it gives you a rendering of what it actually looks like, which is something special. This does just make me wish for more power. It makes me wish for the ability to build two-story buildings like in Going Medieval, for instance, and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of really neat stuff that I could do if I had that option. But unfortunately, that's not a thing, but that's okay. Coalition, I barely have a sense of smell, and so I don't think I can comment on your smell related questions. All right, so what is my next goal? Well, let's pause this and think about it for a second, because so we're still working on hay cloth, so we still want to make proper beds from cloth, and we can make clothing too, which is before it gets to be winter, we definitely want to have some coats stored up. Fortifications could be valuable. If this is an episode about building things, fortifications would be worthwhile to get. And we can make metal, by the way. But we need to get actual metal alloys. So I'll need to work on that. So let's have our next thing after haycloth be fortifications, but then let's move on to electric grids. And in order to make electric grids happen, I need to... Let's get everyone moving again. I need a furnace. So the furnace transforms scrap metal into proper metal. We've got a bunch of scrap metal. We've got 330 scrap metal up there. And so we'll be able to turn that into proper metal alloys, which you can use to construct a lot of useful things. Oh, good. Finally, somebody dried some meat. Okay, good. So we do have hides and meat and things being worked on in here. So it looks like a bunch of raw meat turned into dried meat, which means it's not going to, rot as fast, which is good. And we're slowly getting some leather, which means we'll be able to turn that into things like beds. Okay, so let's fill it up with metal alloys. And actually, let's click on this. Let's just make sure we're trying to always have 100 metal alloys. And so basically, anytime we don't have 100 metal alloys, people will fill this thing with scrap metal and slowly turn it into metal alloys 10 at a time. So they fill it with 10 scrap metal, it turns into 10 metal alloys, and now it has. So now they can gather that 10 metal alloys and keep going, and just keep filling that thing up. And so now that we've got metal alloys, we've satisfied the requirement to unlock electric grids. So you can see each of these things here, like solar panels is grayed out. We can't research that right now, but it tells us why. Because first we need to research electric grids, and we need to find or produce the thing that's called electronics. So I usually scavenge that. I usually get a certain amount of electronics just by scavenging the nearby stuff. But yeah, let's do electric grids, and then I think we should probably do it. I don't remember where I got electronics. It might be from spaceship deconstruction. In fact, let's do spaceship deconstruction before we do electric grids, because that might be a good source of early game electronics. Because you do learn to manufacture electronics, but that's a couple steps down the road. And being able to scavenge it is good. I'm betting that scavenging electronics is something that you get to do after you learn how to fully salvage the guts of these crashes. So, in the meantime, while I'm doing all of that, yeah, Paulette is researching, which I appreciate. All of our work currently has to happen outdoors in this little spot here. I would love to let that be indoors as well. So let's consider making another little workshop building, and maybe even connecting it to some internal storage. Because I've got this lovely little storage thing over here, but again, it's all outdoors. Very easy, so we've had these aggressive animals come after us. There's another type of animal attack, which is annoying pests. What they will do is hang out and try to eat all of your stuff. Unless you aggressively go and kill them, which I think is kind of cool. It's a different kind of attack that I'm not used to seeing in this style of game. So let's make a workshop. So we'll put a little bit of space here. Okay, so right now I have three workstations that go in a place like this. I've got the research bench, I've got the workbench, and I've got the tailoring bench. So, presuming that I'm going to get at least one more, I probably at least need this size of room to be my workroom. Maybe in these dimensions. And I don't want this to be... Oh, but I need to be a little bit wider, actually, if I want to have an entrance. So I'm going to make it wider. So let's grab it, start on the existing one to make sure it's the same height. If you start next to it, and you're on a slope, you'll end up building two foundations that are out of level with each other, and you can't build a continuous building across multi-level foundations. I tried that once. I was like, oh, let's do an upper-level foundation, a lower one. I tried to make a split level. That doesn't work, unless you treat them like two different adjoining buildings. All right, so let's do another wood floor. And so now this section is going to be my storage. So I'm thinking 3 wide is good for storage. I can extend it just a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think that's the size that I want. And then I want the entrance I don't like that I have to build a landing right at the top. I guess I could do this. Let's try to think where all the doors and things are going to go. I think I actually want that. And then I'll just put a little bit of extra floor here to make it look nice. Okay, so you can see what's in my head now as I build up these walls. So I think I'm gonna make these two look different from each other by just using a different style of wall. It doesn't cost any different. But it's just a different style, so that the two will look different from each other. Okay, so that's the outer wall, but then inside, I would like it to work like this. And then doors. Let's get a regular wood door here. And then another door. Actually, this might not even need a proper door. It could just be, well, I think we're only gonna heat one of these rooms. So yeah, so I'm gonna put, I could have put just an open doorway here, which I think would have made movement more efficient. But I think I want a door because I think eventually in the winter I'm gonna heat this room, and I'm not gonna heat the storage room. Now, I don't necessarily want to walk through the workbench area every single time I'm storing things, so I'm going to get some additional stairs and put some stairs right here and a door here so that we can just load stuff up in here without having to go through the workbench area. And then windows. Let's get some windows going. So let's do some proper windows for the place where people are going to be working. But then let's do some smaller windows. In the storage area, because this isn't a place where people will be working. There we go. And then lastly, we'll need a roof. So yeah, let's do a wooden plank roof. And again, I feel like we're going to need to do it this way, so the two roofs are facing the same direction. All right, yeah. So they'll look good, but they'll be facing a different direction from these roofs, and so I think this will look nice all together. And I managed to dodge these bushes, so the bushes get to hang around as a decorative element. Okay, so I guess we'll just let them work on this stuff. Okay, so Ember is scavenging more stuff. We're getting some synthetic materials. That's nice. Other people are sleeping. So somebody just got a little cave dweller mood. I'm trying to remember what that is. I think it has something to do with the quality of their space. Cave dweller. Oh, they don't like having a vanilla floor in their room. I forgot about this. So you can build the actual floor out of whatever material you want, but flooring is a whole different thing. So if you want your people to be happy with their floors, you need to place actual flooring. So I'll put some parquet flooring in here so people feel happier about their bedrooms. How are we doing on the research? Almost got hay cloth. Once we have hay cloth, we'll be able to... oh, hey, Kana's better at construction now. But yeah, once we have hay cloth, we'll be able to make some proper beds. Though actually, I mean, the leather how is the leather going? Oh, this has, okay, these 97 hides here has almost dried into leather. So I actually might be able to make leather beds, which could be interesting. Malator says, Cave Dwellers was my favorite episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I didn't realize that there was one called Cave Dwellers. Oh, insufficient materials. Okay, so the game is constantly tracking how much wood you have, or how much whatever you have, whatever thing you need to build stuff. It's constantly tracking how much you have. And if you ever, like, queue up constructions that go beyond what you can afford to actually do with the resources you have, it will give you a warning, even long before the construction is done, so that you can get ahead of it. Okay, haycloth is now finished. How is the roof? Is the roof done? Roof is almost done. Okay, once the roof is done... Ooh. The rack got damaged because there was lightning. So there's actually, I think, is it research? Yes, so let's research lightning rods before we research electric grids. Because we want to be able to protect our stuff from lightning. So lightning will strike things, it'll damage things. I think it might, I don't know if it damages people or not. But lightning is definitely a thing you have to worry about. Okay, we've got leather now. We have got leather. So, let's build ourselves a bed. So we can build a wooden bed out of leather. We don't have the wood for it, but that's what it'll look like when it's ready. So once we've got the materials, I'll replace all of these with beds. I'll move our whole operation in here. And then, I mean, I can either deconstruct these things or just leave them here or whatever, but this will be my little town, and I will be very proud of it. But yeah, between storage space, I mean, I think I might want to move the drying rack at some point. But yeah, pretty much all of this stuff can move in and just go away. Oh, now that we have leather, we can make a punching pole, which is another leisure activity, and a dartboard. So yeah, so having access to some kind of fabric is really important for leisure. So where is the best place to stick the dartboard? I'm thinking right there is the best place to stick the dartboard. Okay, so somebody chopped down some trees, which got us some wood, and so we were able to actually fill out these floors. Until I'm sure we've got enough of everything, I'm nervous about building the beds. So we can copy this one. I just don't want to end up with people not having beds to sleep in at night. Because like this one, for instance, I think I do need to deconstruct it in order to build a bed in that room. Same with this one. So hopefully we can get all of this done in the time that we have. Okay, some of the insect meat that we've got is about to rot away. Mostly, I think, because it's being stored way far away from the kitchen. So once we sort of disable all of this... Yeah, I don't know if we've got room in the kitchen to store as much food as we've got. So I think I'm going to have to leave that... have some external storage for food. Okay, so let's move the tailor's bench over... Oh, what? I can't put it in front of a window? What? Oh, that is nonsense. Why can't I put it in front of a window, you jerks? Okay, fine. We'll deconstruct the windows out of our workroom. This is going to be bad for people's morale. Well, let's at least put a little window in the side over here. It's going to be facing the other wall, but whatever. It's better than nothing. Nope, not small window. I mean, whatever. Small window, sure. It's not like you get a nice view out of it anyway. Okay, because we didn't finish building all the beds, I'm glad I left some of the sleeping spots where they are. Go to bed, Ember. Okay, once we finished all the beds, I'll get rid of the last sleeping spots. And we'll move all of our stuff in here, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. Let me build some stockpiles. So one big stockpile across the side there. And then what I was thinking was some rows of stockpiles here. No, not like that. Cancel that. Some rows of stockpiles like this. Which honestly doesn't give us that much more capacity, but whatever. And then stockpiles here. So yeah, lots of room to store stuff. Okay, we finished all the beds, which means we can deconstruct these beds. Constructing all the stockpiles. And now that the windows are gone, I can move my research bench. Oh, there's no research desk. Oh no. Put our workbench over here. And our tailor bench over here. And then, let's say we're going to empty and deconstruct this, empty and deconstruct that, empty and deconstruct this. And let's say that... Let's say that this section here, this can have food, but all the other ones, not the room. Deciding what I'm clicking on is not easy. Okay. Let's not keep food. Let's limit where food can be. So that we're mostly forced to keep food in the kitchen. And let's see how that works. Okay, so everybody's going to be moving everything over. Let's also move the drying rack. So it can't be in front of a window. And I've got windows freaking everywhere. Except back here. So I could do that, or, I don't know, is there a better place? Guess I could put it next to the house like that. Let's put it there. And I'm just going to move everything to be close together. So that I can just sort of get rid of that whole area. Let's have the campfire there. For celebrations and stuff, mostly. And then eventually, okay, I've got some farming going on over here. I'll probably want to move the farming a little closer, too. And then let's put this hiding in the bushes for reasons. All right, so I've got about 15 minutes until my next meeting. So I don't think there's any brand new things I'll be able to accomplish. So I think this session will just be about getting all our ducks in a row. Oh, insufficient storage space for what? Ah, okay, so we don't actually have enough room for all the food. So let's say that this can contain food and not construction materials. And similarly, let's let that contain food, because this is construction materials, right? This is... Or is this... I don't know what this counts as. That's just whatever. Okay. So we've got some aggressive animals. So surviving this next animal attack... Oh, they're hiding in the woods. Sneaky. Okay, so surviving this next animal attack is probably going to be our big final goal of the session. And now that we've moved everything, let's actually deconstruct our original camp. So we're taking that apart. Oh, here comes the animal attack. Okay, so everybody. Okay, so one thing we're going to probably want to do at some point is fortify this place. Maybe that'll be for a later session, because just standing out here in the open, hoping that you can deal with the animals, is not the best way to make this work. So now the main advantage, aside from just doing more damage with their fancy melee weapons, the main advantage of arming these folks is when they have ranged weapons, they don't have to, like, if you just leave them alone, they're not going to just chase after enemies. They're going to stand their ground and just take whatever comes. And so if they don't have ranged weapons, they won't help each other when they're in fights. But now you can see, like, whoever's close to attacking enemy switches to their spear. Everybody else keeps their bows. So butcher all of these guys. Everybody's gonna go lie down and hopefully help each other heal. Okay. Ember, as usual, heal Lara. Paulette. Oh, wait. Kana, heal Paulette. Okay, everybody's gonna be doing some healing now. It's gonna take for frickin' ever. But whatever. So once they're done healing each other, then they'll clean up the old camp, and we will have our beautiful, beautiful little cabin in the woods. So yeah, I like this, right? This looks pretty good. You can see I like that I had enough materials to use that I could just sort of make the two places look pretty distinct from each other. Though, interestingly, when you do a plank roof, the gables are planks. But when you do a wood roof, the gables are just whatever the planks. Are gables just always planks? Is that what's going on there? That's kind of odd. No, they're not always planks. Here they're not planks. Why is this one planks? Maybe it's because the roof... Maybe it thinks it's floating free, and it doesn't. Maybe it didn't connect to this wall properly because I started it on the left side, and so it wasn't thinking of itself as being that kind of wood. Because on this side, it's that kind of wood. I'm wondering... Okay, I think I'm going to try to fix this roof. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try to fix it. Okay, so now let's do another roof, and this time let's start on the right side and go to the left. We'll see if that actually works. So yeah, so Cogs is pointing out in the chat, he did some research on how the game works and discovered that, oh, nope, it didn't do it. Interesting. Okay, that feels like a bug to me, but whatever, it's fine. We'll live. Anyway, he's pointing out that if I wanted to get more people in my community, that's done with expeditions, which is a thing we have not unlocked yet. That, it's in the research thing somewhere. Right here, long distance travel. So I will put that on the queue so that, so we can start getting to work on that. So yeah, eventually we'll get there. We'll start sending people out, and then finding other humans is one possible thing that can happen when you're going on expeditions. So right now, I'm deliberately not giving them any new jobs so that they'll clean up all the mess that they left when they deconstructed things. It's funny. So I think about over the course of these 2 sessions that I've just done, I think like 3 different people have come in and said, "Oh, you've only got women, and that means you can't have any babies." Like, that is true, but their baby having is not a thing in this game. I believe that if you wanted to play a game that had babies, RimWorld recently added them. Clanfolk has them, and I don't know if Going Medieval has them or not. I should check. I want to reinstall. This game is actually making me want to reinstall Going Medieval, just so that I can sort of mess with their construction system again. Hey, murder that. What are we keeping over here? Is this hay? It's hay. people need to go out and get the hay. So we're still scavenging mostly from here. Oh, we just finished researching spaceship deconstruction. So we can now start salvaging this ship. So I'm going to kick that off. We can start taking the ship apart, and that will leave some open space here where we can actually build another building over here and then maybe enclose this whole thing in fortifications, so we can more easily defend it against the enemy. Oh, we've just researched lightning rods too. While I'm in here, might as well stick a lightning rod right in the middle of town. Like right there? Stick one right in the middle of town so you can protect the whole thing. I would love for somebody to observe one of these vulture things. They always go away too fast. Yeah, he's gone again. I want to learn about them. Okay. Come on, somebody build the... Oh, right. It's nighttime. Well, everyone's going to bed. And actually, you know what? That might actually be a good time for us to wrap this up. With everybody going to bed, getting ready for a new day to start. I think this might be perfect. So I'm just going to quickly save my game. And we'll wrap this up so I can go to a meeting. But thank you all of you who've been watching me here in the chat and sort of seeing this game. Many of you seeing it for the first time. I'm so glad that you came. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. Like, I feel like, you know, especially at the difficulty level that I'm playing, it doesn't get me into, like, dire disasters where I feel like I'm just constantly just right on the edge of death. You know, it's all pretty manageable. As far as that kind of thing goes. And so it's really friendly to new players, new people who are new to the genre. Like, if you think you might like RimWorld, but it just seems really intimidating with a huge learning curve, go try out this game. This game will ground you in a lot of the same concepts as RimWorld, but you know, it's sort of a more it's more packaged for new players to be able to come in and figure out what's going on, and you know, and it's definitely got a lot of positive visual feedback for the things you accomplish. So I've really enjoyed this game. I've been playing it, not just, you know, I'm not just playing it on the stream like I do with a lot of games. I've got a separate game that I'm playing on my own on the side, and I've really been having a great time with it. So there you go. So Laco Elysium points out that when I like a game, you can tell I like a game because I read the chat less. And I've been reading the chat very infrequently on this particular episode, which I apologize to my live viewers for. Because, yeah, I know I'm not the most interactive streamer a lot of the time when I'm getting really into something. Oh, yeah, so Malator points out Medieval Dynasty is another example of a game that has people having children, you know, raising generations over time. But that game, that is a weird game. I've played it. I actually played it some on my stream. It was a long time ago, and I didn't actually get into the village management part of it yet. I was still fairly new to that style of survival sim, and just learning how to just survive on my own was about all I could handle. And so I've actually had I've got colleagues who are really into the game, and one of them actually gave us a tour of the village management system just a couple of days ago, and that was really interesting. So yeah, Medieval Dynasty, if you're into these, you know, very nerdy colony simulation games, that's one that's probably worth checking out. If you've got a high tolerance for just weirdness, that's a good one to check out. All right. And Siosahos is also suggesting a game called Stonehearth, which sounds familiar. Is that like a dwarfy sort of game? Anyway, I'm repeating it because they're recommending it. But I need to get out of here. So let's wrap this up. I think I should keep playing this game on the stream. So if I do, we'll put another episode up there whenever it's ready. And yeah, in the meantime, there's just so much of this game I haven't discovered yet.